Welcome back to another episode of AST, Alex's Sports Talk Show, where today I'm going to be breaking down the biggest Week 2 stories of the NFL. Going to be talking about a couple of different matchups with some other storylines that happened in Week 1 that will keep going or progressing into Week 2. So starting off the first one, biggest story of this week in the NFL is the rematch of the NFC Championship game. You have the LA Rams against the New Orleans Saints playing in Los Angeles. Last year they were playing in New Orleans. There was a late no-call pass interference in the fourth quarter, which led the Rams to a win, 26-23 in overtime, which led them on to the Super Bowl where they lost to the Patriots. However, if that penalty was called, I do think the Saints were to win that game, and they would have moved on to the Super Bowl where we could have gotten them. Great matchup between Tom Brady and Drew Brees, but that didn't happen, so we're going to rematch it again. Look for the Saints to turn this into an offensive game. Both these teams have really, a lot of offensive weapons. On the Saints side, you got Drew Brees, Michael Thomas, Ted Ginn, Alvin Kamara. On the Rams side, you got Jared Goff, Cooper Kupp, Brandon Cooks, Todd Gurley. I just feel like this is going to be like that Chiefs-Ram games last year. Where it was 52 to 48 or something like that. It's gonna maybe not that high scoring, but it's gonna be I think it's gonna be 38 to 34, something stupid crazy. I do think if the Rams want to win this, they have to play Todd Gurley at least 80 to 85% of their offensive snaps, because this dude was a former MVP candidate last year. 9th overall, is now the second highest paid running back, was the first before Zeke got his deal done. But I just think that Todd Gurley has to play if the Rams want to win this. Jared Goff is a superb quarterback, only getting better. Just took his team to the Super Bowl. Just signed a fat contract for the most guaranteed money for a quarterback. So, for the Rams, it's kind of time to put their money where their mouth is, essentially. So, going to be a great matchup playing in LA. This game kicks off 1:25 on Sunday. I'll be tuned in. I hope you guys tune in too. Now, number 2, second biggest story this week is going to be Sam Darnold having mono and sitting out this Monday night game against the Browns. Trevor Siemian will start. Now, Sam Darnold has mono. Mono usually takes about 4 weeks, anywhere between 2 and 5, something like that. So look for him to miss the Browns game Monday night, miss next week's game against the Patriots, and then that means they're going to head into their bye week. So hopefully after that bye week, Sam Darnold will be feeling better. I know that the Jets are really looking forward to this young guy's second year at a USC. Had a decent rookie campaign, but I think the Jets are going to have to just put the ball in Le'Veon Bell's hands this game, and he's just going to have to run screens as well. Quincy Enunwa, he also is a wide receiver for the Jets. He has a neck injury. He will be out as well. So look for their receivers to try and step up a little bit. They just traded for Demaryius Thomas. I'm not sure if he's going to play in this game, though. Okay, number 3, Odell Beckham Jr. will still be wearing a watch on Monday Night Football. So his first game against the Tennessee Titans, he wore a Richard Mille $350K watch. He paid $189K for it. So that just goes to show you that Richard Mille is trying to get his product to more eyes and viewers so they can be like, oh, that's a cool watch. I think I might go get that. Now, there is a rule in the NFL against hard objects, talking about big stuff like casts or braces, that kind of stuff. People wear jewelry still. People wear earrings. People wear chains and stuff. So that can kind of be considered jewelry, but if it's a hard watch, people could still be getting injured. So uniform-wise, it's ultimately up to the refs because they all do uniform checks. With the hard objects, if they say, hey, that's a hard object, you can't wear it, he's got to take it up or he can't play. But I don't think that's going to be a big deal. Look for him to continue wearing this watch in Week 2, Monday night against the Jets. Okay, biggest story for Week 3. Injuries aplenty. There were a ton of injuries in Week 1 already, and the football season is just getting started. So I'm going to name a few of these injuries, kind of the bigger names who got injured as well. So there were a couple clavicle injuries, a couple knee injuries, ankle injuries, and a groin injury. So just starting off with the clavicle, Tyreek Hill had a partial break in his. He is going to be out 2 to 3 weeks. That same game, Nick Foles, new quarterback for the Jags, who have tremendous ceiling for that team, he broke his clavicle completely, and he's going to be out until at least week 10. Rookie quarterback out of Wazoo is now starting. We'll see what he can do. And Devin Funchess, newly signed wide receiver to the Colts from Carolina. He broke his collarbone, so look for Brissett to be targeting T.Y. Hilton just a little bit more now, and maybe Eric Ebron. Moving on to knee injuries, you have the Chargers wide receiver Mike Williams. You have Washington and Jonathan Allen from Alabama. He is also out. Look for these guys to be questionable or limited play. I think they're going to be back next week, though. Okay, moving on to the groin injury. Also continuing with the Jets, newly signed middle linebacker from the Ravens. Superb star out of Alabama, C.J. Mosley. Had a pick 6 in the game. In the fourth quarter, he would go out with a groin injury, unfortunately. Questionable at this point, but I think that he will be ready for the Patriots against Tom Brady. So look for him to make a comeback there. And then finally, just rounded out with some ankle injuries. Tevin Coleman reunites with Kyle Shanahan of the Niners. He is going to be out for 2 weeks. Joe Mixon, running back for the Cincinnati Bengals, left early in the Seattle game due to an ankle injury. Look for him to be a game-time decision whether he plays or not. If he doesn't play this week, he will be playing. Next week, they are playing the Niners this week. Cincinnati is. And then, to round it off, Steelers center Marquise Pouncey suffered an injury in the brutal loss against the Patriots, 33-3. Look for him to play through it against the Seahawks. Got a good Seahawks team coming up. Look for him to be kind of hobbled or limping, but I think that he will be playing this next game. Okay, now I'm going to round it off with the Thursday night football game that happened last night. Tampa Bay Buccaneers against North Carolina, NFC matchup. Who wins this? Tampa Bay, 20-14. They stop the driving Panthers on a 4th and 1 from the 2. Great game. Tampa Bay brought the pressure all night long. Sacked Cam Newton 4 times. Hit him at least 5 or 6 different times. That left tackle for the Panthers was really struggling. He got hit. Cam Newton got hit several times while throwing the ball. And you're just like, why is this happening? Like, why are these big body quarterbacks getting hit so much? Sure, they can take it a little bit more, but like Cam Newton's got hit in a lot. Most hit quarterbacks, Deshaun Watson and Cam Newton, followed by Russell Wilson. So Cam was just getting mauled. It was tough to see. He was also kind of inaccurate too, with just trying to throw stuff before he would get hit. I felt like he was a little nervous. People were talking about, oh, his shoulder injury, oh, his foot. I really don't think that's a big problem at all. I literally just think it's his O-line and getting the time he needs so he can go through his progressions and get the right read that he wants to. Something else with this game, Christian McCaffrey was underutilized in my opinion. He had 13 rushes, probably 13 to 15, about 36 to 42 yards, 2 catches, 10 yards. Like, he's one of your best players. He led your team in carries, rushing yards, rushing touchdowns, receptions, receiving yards, and receiving touchdowns. So that's like your whole offense, and you didn't even use them. They did use them on the 4th and 1 play. Motion cammed out, direct wildcat, snap, end around. Couldn't get it. I definitely think that may not have been the right call. It was definitely an interesting call, and it might have worked, but I just think that they're overanalyzing it too much. And, Cam Newton is averaging 3.6 yards per carry. He's a 6'5", 250 frame for his body, and, like, your 1 yard, if he literally just snaps it and jumps over and extends it, that's possibly a touchdown, if not a first down. At a certain point, it's game over body. If you want to win, you're going to put the game over your body. And I felt like the Panthers were not in it offensively at all. They were getting 3 and outs non-stop. I thought this could be the year for the Panthers, kind of make a push in the playoffs. But, right now it's kind of looking pretty hard at 0-2. But there's still a small chance where they can go on a huge win streak. But right now I don't know what's really happening. Tampa Bay looked really good defensively. They were getting after the quarterback. Jameis Winston was throwing really good throws to his receivers, and he was moving in the pocket really well. Escaped a couple times. Tampa Bay is going to be interesting. Bruce Arians and Todd Bowles, They were together in Arizona when they had Carson Palmer and that great defense, but now they're together with the younger team in Tampa Bay, and I think that their play calling abilities will be beneficial to the team, to this Tampa Bay team, than to the Cardinals from like 2013 to like 2016, where Cardinals were a real threat. Obviously not anymore, but that's when they were together, and now they're together again. And I think that Tampa Bay could possibly compete a little bit. Now, I'm not saying they're going to go win their division. That's a tough division. You got Drew Brees, Matt Ryan, and Cam Newton. And I think they're going to win some games this year, though. Not a whole lot. I think they could go 7-9, 8-8, which is better for them because they've been going like 4-12 or like 5-11, essentially. So, yeah, these are the biggest stories of Week 2. Hope you guys watch this before the Sunday's game. Thanks for tuning in. Please like, comment, subscribe. I'm out of here. Peace.